And I am not salary, of course, you can tell, because the paycheck fluctuates by how many hours that I do. I could not manage at all without doing a budget. Utilities varies, but I always pay the same amount. So that's a tip. I know a lot of people ask, how do you keep your budget consistent even though your paychecks are not the same every month? That's because I round up the bills and they're pretty consistent. Hello, my friends. Hello. I know it has been quite some time since I've been back to film my budget videos for you, but I'm happy to be back and happy to make new progress going forward. So first thing I want to do is give you an update on the housing projects that I have been having to deal with at home. So the roof is done. I did find a contractor. I found a grant program. The roofing got finished, but unfortunately, the roof was not done well. It was rushed. The work was rushed, but it took a long time to do, so I'm not really sure how that works out. Basically, in my experience, unfortunately, I've noticed, and owning a home for 9 years, that when you're a woman and when you're single, sometimes people in repair, service, construction industries kind of take advantage of you or attempt to because they think you're not knowledgeable and they think that you're alone. So I'm neither of those things. One thing for sure is I had 5 different companies come out to do roofing quotes, so there was a wide range. What I did not do, unfortunately, was do a lot of background check on this company that the grant company suggested. So that was my fault. I rushed that because I had a deadline of August 22nd to get those things done. And I did all this research on all these other companies, asked them millions of questions, and then when the grant company suggested this one person that they've worked with for 10 years, I just went with it, and don't do that. So anyway, I'm learning my lessons from it. I did point out the issues that are in the roof, and we're working on repairing that. The total roof cost was about $22,000, $21,500 to be exact. So the grant company is giving me $6,000 of that, but that comes with a lien. So I do plan on paying the whole thing back as soon as possible so that I can get the lien off and I can sell the house when I'm ready to. But that's a few years off. But I just wanted to give you guys that update. So before anything else, let me go ahead and get this budget started. That loan is something that I will have to put into my budget starting probably in about November. I think November 1st is the first payment. So I will be doing that, but I also need siding done, so that could change. But I did a rough draft of the budget, and I can afford that payment. I think a lot of my, any extra income I get goes to savings, so I forget that a little bit less has to go to savings, but I'll be able to, get past that. But let me go ahead and get started with the budget. Now I'm a little behind. So first thing I want to do is give you the August monthly budget. All right, so I'm going to give you that breakdown. Of course, we're past this time frame of when I should have done this, but I want to show you what that looks like. Okay, so for the month of August, there are a few things that come up, and I do keep a calendar of important events that happen annually, and I suggest that you do that too. That kind of gives me a heads up of what I need to save for, what I need to budget for, and what will come out on an average month for those events. So for my budget notes, I always like to start with this. I want to include the state fair, because we like to go to the New York State Fair. We have for the State Fair, I am estimating about $100 because I'll probably only go once. There's a concert coming that I want to go see. So, and it's free to get in and go to that concert, but we probably want to buy food. We always like to get henna. So I'm going to budget just $100 for that. Usually I budget about $300. And we also have school shopping that needs to take place. I'm estimating about $300. Both of these, by the way, come from sinking funds that I already have, so they're not coming out of the paycheck. And then lastly, we have the water bill that will be due. So I like to write in this budget note section anything that doesn't happen every single month, but that is important for this month. So that's that. All right, so I'm estimating, water bill is $60. So even if the water bill is not $60, usually it's a little bit left. I still put $60 on it just to eventually get a credit on that as well. I'm still working on a month ahead. Unfortunately, my goal for July was to get a month ahead in mortgage to finish that out, and I was unable to do that, of course, because the money has to go to the repairs and to the tree that I need cut down. So lots of things to come about those changes and about work that needs to happen to the house. But for now, we're just going to work on the budget for August. I'm going to estimate that the first paycheck, or paycheck A as I like to call it, is going to be $1,750 and the second $1,775. So that's what we're estimating will be the incoming income for the month of August. And I am not salary, of course, you can tell, because the paycheck fluctuates by how many hours that I do. And I am trying to increase the hours that I'm doing at work. I'm working on a specific project for work, so I'm automatically getting more hours. But I am trying to be mindful of being consistent with that. I've always done overtime, as probably since I started working there. As soon as they told me that I was eligible for overtime, I have done it every single week. Just because I don't know if I could manage without it. I know I couldn't, so let's just leave that there. All right, $460. And my paychecks are about closer, now they're closer to what they actually are. I've been estimating better now that I know, I probably won't get the income tax credit anymore, so a lot more is coming out in taxes. So, I'm having to adjust overtime and, how much I'm using for this or that, but I manage. All right, so $460 is sinking funds. We're adding the money from savings that we might use so that at the end of the month, I'll know where that extra money came from, because it might look like I spent more than I had. Okay, with the savings, that brings us to $39.85, right? And I've already done this budget, so I know for sure the fixed expenses that I budgeted was $14.50. And even when I'm not filming, I am still doing my budget. I could not manage at all without doing a budget. I would be all over the place. I would be spending more than I should. I would probably be going into debt because I haven't set out my priorities. So budgeting for me is crucial. It's not even, something that I want to do or something that, is optional. It's definitely has to be done. All right, so we're taking out $14.50 in fixed expenses, which is basically bills. So we're starting with the mortgage for the month. It's going to be $930. We have $8 for Amazon. We have $225 for utilities. $80 for phone. And now these, for those of you that are new, first of all, welcome. And I'm sorry, I've been on a hiatus since you joined. But welcome. These are the same. These bills stay the same every month because I have rounded up and averaged all of them. So I don't go and look at every single bill dollar for dollar because I already know that this is what I'm paying, even if it's a few dollars more. Like, for instance, car insurance is really only about $90-something. Google One is like, I think, $255. Utilities varies, but I always pay the same amount. So that's a tip. I know a lot of people ask, how do you keep your budget consistent even though your paychecks are not the same every month? So I'm just going to make sure this zeroes out. That's because I round up the bills, and I'm missing $9, and I know for the fact that that's Netflix. All right, so I know that zeroes out. That's because I round up the bills and they're pretty consistent. I do keep an eye on them still, even though, I'm putting a certain amount away in Ally for these to come out. I still want to make sure, it's within budget. For example, utilities, I make sure I check that every single month. Make sure there's nothing that changed or that it's at least less than the $225 that I put in. But because I keep this consistent throughout the year, I try to. That is usually under this because I've built up credits slowly but surely. But I might increase this soon. We'll see, just so that I have a buffer for, when the heat bill goes up crazy. And last winter was crazy. I finally got that utility issue fixed. So that brings us down to $25.35. So the next thing that comes out always is going to be my cash envelopes. And I've changed things around a little bit, and I had to do this because of these new expenses that are coming up. So I have to make sure that my priorities are changing a little bit. The ChatGPT funds have changed a lot, so I'll show you guys that as well. So $13.70 is going to cash envelopes, and again, this is for the month. So $13.70, out of that is going to come $500 for the budget for grocery, toiletries, and essentials. Okay, and then we have $440 going to shopping and kids, and that's because I'm including the $300 for school shopping. So normally it's just $140. That is including my shopping and anything that my daughter needs for the month, and then the $300 for her school clothes. Right, so that's how I got to the $440. Then we have $100 is budgeted for dining for the month. We have $150 for entertainment. Of course, that is including the $100 that I have scheduled for the fair, and then the normal $25 every 2 weeks for entertainment. All right, that brings us to $150, and then beauty is going to get just $40 this month. That's a lower priority. And then gas is getting $140. That's roughly $70 every 2 weeks. All right, so that should zero out. Let's double check. It does. All right. All right, you guys. Please, if you like the video, you enjoy the video, please like, please subscribe, please hype the video. I hear that that's doing really good things. There is a section like right under the video where you can scroll over and hype to the right. You only get a certain amount, so I appreciate you. Let me know if you do that, because it's a big help to me. I promise that any little income that I get from YouTube is a plus. All right. All right, so we're going to save this whole $11.65. All right, so I think that's a pretty good save for the month, and then that will make our budget zero-based. So for those of you that are new to zero-based budgeting, that's all this means, is that you make sure that every dollar has somewhere to go, whether that is fixed expenses, saving, or spending. You have a budget for everything, even for savings. So I used to save first, and I hope that I can eventually get back to that, but now any extra dollar that I get needs to go to savings, so I want to make sure all of my needs and expenses get taken out first. All right, so that brings us to $11.65 for the savings. So we're going to put $100 to Christmas. Now, our ChatGPT fund breakdown, I have to ignore that for now because there are other priorities. So I'm no longer working on that ChatGPT savings, but I did finish basically everything that was in there. I finished our savings, I finished graduation, I finished the birthday savings, I finished the will and trust fund. So that's something else I have to work on before the end of this year. I wanted to do that earlier, but things got in the way, and I really want to get back to doing the 12-week year, because I feel like I've fallen off in so many things since I stopped that. I ran across one of my 12-week year evaluation things that I used to do, and I was doing really good on so many of my goals, and then I let things get in the way, and then I made myself a lower priority, and I want to stop. I want to stop doing that, because if I'm not in good health and good mental space, if I'm not reaching my goals, then I can't be as productive as I want to be on the things that I have to take care of. All right, that zeroes out. So we're putting $100 to Christmas, $150 to New Life. That is for moving one day. Who knows how far that's getting pushed out to. $130 for 100 envelope challenge. And I am saving that 100 envelopes for a new car, because I did have another car repair. So car repairs has $0 in there now. I had another $600 repair. July, month from hell. Sorry. Month from hell. It was. I used the H word. It was. $170 for emergency fund, and I feel like July is my anniversary for months from hell, and then August usually gets better. So thank God for all this. And then we're putting $615 for home maintenance and repairs. Now, emergency fund was done initially. I wasn't contributing to that anymore, but clearly I still need it because emergencies still pop up. So, that's where we are with that. So this is the August monthly budget breakdown. We have a spot for every dollar. School shopping is a must. The fair is not so much as a must, but we do have a family fund, sinking fund, has about $300 in there. So I figure, we can have fun, spend $100. Just because life gets hard doesn't mean that you still shouldn't enjoy it, because life is short. Things are going to happen. And this is why we have savings. And I was down for a long time, which probably contributed to me not filming, but I'm feeling a lot better. I've been journaling, which highly recommend that as well. It's definitely helping me put things into perspective. And I came to the realization that things don't happen to me, they happen for me. Everything that I go through, I learn something from it. Even if I have to pull teeth to figure out what I've learned from it, I always learn something, good or bad. The worst things in my life, I've learned something from. So, right? So, let's have a great year. I want to thank you all for watching this video. I want to thank you all for always hanging in there with me. I want to thank you all for all of your suggestions. I appreciate everything that you do for me. I just want to say thank you again. Even without the YouTube income, which I probably make $100 on some months, but I am glad that you guys are here. You keep me accountable, and I am so happy for the comments that I received that it's helping other people. So keep trying. Hopefully, if anything, this is an example of bad things happen and you can get off track, but you can get back on track and you can manage it and you can find a way. It might be hard. You might have to change a few things, but so stay tuned to see how things go. I'm also going to give you August A monthly budget. I'll probably do A and B together because I'm behind. So look out for that video coming up. And I'm going to get back to expense tracking. I'm going to get back on track. Don't you worry. This is not going to defeat me. If anything, budgeting is more important now than it has ever been before for me, for sure. After a huge expense is not the time to just be like, forget it, forget everything. This is not going to work for me anymore. That is the time when you need to buckle down and get serious. All right. Again, thanks for watching. I want you to always remember it is about progression and it's not about perfection. Thanks for watching and happy saving. Bye.